Hi, welcome back to this course on working capital management. Now let us look at how do we monitor the working capital. Monitor the receivables. So far we have learned how to establish the credit policies, what are the terms that we can put on the credit policies, how do we change the terms of the credit terms, if it's beneficial or not, should we give a cash discount or not. Now we learned how do we monitor the account receivable. To monitor the account receivable, you need a couple of things. To monitor the account receivable, you need to understand what is your actual account receivable days at the moment, right? How you calculate this, we have learned that in the previous section. It's an average number of days the firm takes to collect the money from its sales, and the way to calculate it, average account receivable divided by average credit sales. So that will help you to understand how much is your actual collection days from the supplier. Now you compare that with your credit policy. If your credit policy is, let's say, 40 days or 30 days, and your average collection period or average account receivable days are coming to be 45 or 46 or 50, means you are not efficiently collecting your money. Maybe there may be problems, right? The problems might be either you are sending the late bills, or you are not following up, or the money is collected but it's not deposited with the company, because maybe it's a check, post-dated check, or maybe it's a cash which is kept by the employee in their cash drawers or otherwhere, but it's not reported to the company. So there are possible problems. So you have to really understand first, is there a problem? So the problem will be monitored by account receivable days. Once you know that your average account receivable days is more than your credit policy, then you can go into the aging schedule. So how many suppliers are overdue? So that is another way to look at the account receivable days. So what aging schedule shows is basically it's a breakdown of number of days in which the customer how many customers are there overdue, and what are the amounts which are overdue. So overdue means if your credit policy is 40 days, then 0 to 40 days, whatever bills are pending which are not paid is fine. But over 40 days, whatever is your days of the invoices are overdue, you have to check regularly what is the process, how you are going to collect that money, who is going to be collected money, have we sent the follow-up, have we sent the reminders, do we have a penalty clause in our contract so that we can charge them money if they are not paying in advance. So all those sort of things. So it can be prepared by the account or by the dollar amount. The dollar amount is more useful because it gives us really how much money is lying there. The account is just only to understand, yeah, how many total number of people have not paid the bill. But if, let's say, they are 1000 but the amount is only very less, it does not make much sense. So the better way is to sort by amount first, and then you look at the accounts. And then you need to also understand the payment patterns. So the payment patterns provides information on how much monthly sales is collected in each month after the sale. So how much percentage is uh, settled in cash, how much settled in within 10 days, within 15 days, within 30 days, or within 45 days, so that you can understand. And then you can break down this by region. If you are working in multiple regions, if you're working in multiple countries, then you can break down by country, so that you can pinpoint where is the real problem lies. So here is an sample of aging schedule, which you can have a look at it. Normally there are brackets, 0 to 1 to 15. It depends on the company, they are not standard, depends on the company's accounting policy and the credit policy. Usually it's 0 to 30 days, because 30 days is a norm for the credit days. Then you look at 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and 90 to 120, and 120 and above, or sometimes you can see 120 to 180 and 180 and above. So it depends on the really the company policy, how granular they want to go in details. And similar way you can calculate an amount outstanding as well. So amount is more crucial, and then it's supported by the number of accounts as well. So this is how you can prepare the aging schedule. Normally the company's accounting systems are obviously generating these kind of reports, but if not, then the finance staff has to prepare this manually.